Hey everyone, it's Brandon, and this is Weird Tuning Wednesdays, an infrequent look at some weird guitar tunings. I hope you don't mind for this one. This is actually going to be a redo of the very first video I did in this series. I have a much better grasp now on YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and posting on TikTok because the original version of this video actually never made it there. You might have seen videos flying around lately of folks that are posting about, oh, hey, dad, mom, what did you look like in the 1990s? And while these videos have been just really sweet and wholesome to watch, they are also soundtracked to what I would say is one of the quintessential weird guitar tuning songs, and that is Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. And lest I forget to mention, this is also one of Mama Tater's all-time favorite songs. So, okay, what are we looking at here on the guitar? John Rzeznik. John from the Goo Goo Dolls has been known to write some of the band's biggest hits in some really weird and wacky guitar tunings that really don't fit any sort of prior convention and really just exist for that song and that song only. And Iris, without a doubt, is the most famous example of this. When I talk about weird guitar tunings, I do use E2 standard tuning as often a reference for 6-string guitar tunings in particular. Throw E2 standard tuning out of the window right now. We very quickly move away from this because the guitar in Iris tuned low to high goes as B1, D2, D3, D3, D4, and guess what? D4. And I hope that alone just really illustrates why this was the first weird guitar tuning I ever chose to make a video on. Now, I'm sure you might be wondering, how do we get there? Well, first of all, the easiest part, get an acoustic guitar. This song was purpose-built to be played on acoustic guitar. Second to that, as far as it goes for tuning the strings correctly, I really need you to hear this part of the video more than anything else I've said. Please, 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 please do not actually tune your guitar from E2 standard tuning to try to be able to play Iris. If you are choosing to maybe use a pack of strings that are optimized to be tuned to E2 standard tuning, here's why this is a bad idea. Sure, you can easily tune the 1st and 4th strings correctly for Iris, but for the 3rd, 5th, and 6th strings, you are going to be tuning the strings down so ridiculously low that you're going to have really poor string tension, and it's going to sound really crappy as it buzzes off your frets in the fretboard. However, worst of all is the 2nd string. If you try to tune your 2nd string up from B3 to D4 with a heavier gauge string that is meant for that B3 note in E2 standard tuning, I would be very surprised if you do not end up with a broken string. But in the case of Iris, I would say this is easily one of the examples of a weird guitar tuning where you are going to have a dedicated guitar and a dedicated custom pack of strings to do it.